Welcome and thank you for joining me today. We're going to be reading The Thankful Leper from the Archbook series. The Thankful Leper, there's only one that thanked Jesus for his healing of his leprosy. This is a story that we read from Luke 17:11 to 19 and 2 Kings 5:1 to 15. This story of the 10 lepers, the children's version, is written by Cynthia Hinkle and illustrations by Roberta Collier Morales. That's what I have here. And it's the inside cover where this takes place. You'll see here the scenery, and this is what happens, okay? Let's read this version and be reminded of this story about how gratitude is so important to God, but it also reflects what's deep down in our hearts. And if we're willing to humble ourselves to thank God and to give him that praise and that honor, that must take place, because it's really the heart posture at the end. Will you be thankful for something that you really, really wanted? I had been sick and had to live on my own, but now all my people welcome me home with my head shaved to show that my skin is now well. It's a miracle from Jesus, I simply must tell. Once itchy and sick, I was ordered from town because cures for my sickness had yet to be found. I miss all my friends and my whole family, but I could not let them become sick like me. It was very contagious and very, it was a very a difficult condition. It was a very bad health issue. I moved to a camp on Samaria's border among 9 other folks. We were the outsiders. Troubled with white and red sores on our skin, soon we cared for each other like family, like kin. Whenever we saw a well person pass by, unclean, unclean, to tell to them, we would cry. We didn't want others to get our disease. Lonely we prayed, heal us, Lord, please. So they weren't alone. That was the good thing. They had a group of people that cared for each other. They weren't harming each other, hurting each other, making things worse or anything like that. And they also had to do something to show their humbleness and protection to mankind and not let this spread even further. They prayed. They all had the heart here to pray. It seems that people are more willing at this point to pray to the Lord, to cry out to him, to ask for healing, because they know there is a God there that can cure and wants to cure, is someone who can. They're crying out to the Lord. News echoed along the road to our ears about Jesus the teacher who had no fears. He visited the sick, he healed the blind. I wondered, would he visit us, be so kind? This Jesus, but they didn't know that Jesus was also the Son of God, the Messiah, the one who can do all things because he is God. He was not from my homeland Samaria, you see, like the 9 other lepers. He came from Galilee. Our peoples were cousins, now separate and cold, yet he loved the lost, or so I was told. So this is what they're hearing about Jesus, and so he is someone that is a Samaritan, and others like him were more from the region of Galilee. So he was the one who was also an outsider in terms of demographics and background here of his family. When